On the DNVR Postgame Show for Colorado versus West Virginia, the Buffs fall 29-22 to the Mountaineers, but we have a quarterback, Scotty.
So do.
We'll get into it all. The good, the bad, the ugly. Let's go. Above Nation
Squad.
Dang, draw that one out.
Hey,
Welcome
man.
in.
You said it. We got us a quarterback.
We do.
I'm
We
turned.
do.
I'm turned.
Welcome into the DNVR Postgame Show presented by our friends over at Game Time. Download the app, use the promo code BUFFS. You'll get $20 off your first purchase at Game Time. Yeah, I mean, a weird one. A very weird one. You very rarely ever feel good after a loss, let alone like the biggest issue with the program has been fixed.
Yeah. Julian Lewis just balled out in front of us.
Yes.
It was a rough start, like a really rough start. 10 total yards of offense in that first quarter, 1 first down in that first quarter. But that second quarter is when things change.
Yep.
You could literally see Julian get more comfortable and get into a rhythm and get his feet wet. You know, that 2-minute drive right before halftime, go, 75 yards, I believe, in like 45 seconds, capped off with the touchdown pass from 9 yards out to Joseph Williams to come out in the second half, have that connection with Amarion Miller, carry over from last week against Arizona into this week.
Yep.
Amarion Miller is something special, man.
He really is.
And that Juju Lewis to Amarion Miller connection, that Juju to JoJo connection is special and it's real. And this is just the beginning of it. And I know there are probably a lot of people out there like, we lost the game. Yeah. But I would argue you might have lost, what's the old saying? You might have lost the battle, but won the war,
I mean,
potentially.
You lost the game, but you gained so much more hope. And we'll get into the press conferences, what was said after and everything. But just starting with the play here, I mean, I said it last week, and it's exactly what stood out to me this week. Julian Lewis is just a gamer. Mm-hmm. The instincts he has in game, without your 2 starting tackles, with a reshuffled offensive line, and they make a change at right tackle. What was that in the second quarter to move Xavier Hill out there?
Yep.
Juju wasn't he got beat up too. I mean, the dude took 7 sacks.
Career or season high for West Virginia too.
Got pulled down by his damn hair.
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
And he just kept getting up, fighting back. I mean, the toughness, the leadership, the resiliency that he showed
for sure
is something that the team has taken notice of. I'm sure the coaches have taken notice of as well. And I'm sure potential transfers and recruits also saw that and realized, oh, Colorado's got one of them.
Yes. And we'll get into the numbers here for Juju today. Just missed 300 yards, but 299 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 63% completion. And maybe the coolest part here, 0 turnovers.
There was one.
There was one on the out to JoJo.
Yeah, at the end.
Where he kind of got
put the ball at
fooled.
risk.
I think he thought the corner was going to run with the number 1 receiver, but he sat in kind of a cover 2, kind of hard flat look. But that was really the only play that even the ball was in harm's way.
Yeah.
0 turnovers. You throw the ball 35 times and no picks. That's impressive. You're sacked 7 times and you don't succumb to the pressure and, throw a ball and put it in harm's way. And, I read up those stats. He did it without Jordan Seaton in the lineup.
Yep.
Without Larry Johnson in the lineup. Without both of his starting tackles. And with this offensive line, particularly early, looking really shaky.
Yes.
Juju did not let that get to him. This game was 19-9 at one point. It looked like it was really, really over. And Juju leads a touchdown drive to get it to within 3 in that third quarter, make it a 19-16 game. He battled, man. And you've been saying it, man. Dude's just a gamer. the instincts that he shows. I tweeted it last week. His pocket movement. That could have been 12 sacks today.
100%.
He danced and evaded his way out of at
like
least
watching Shador. It's really what it was like.
He danced and evaded his way out of at least 3 or 4 sacks. Shot by Pat says that, a few of his incompletions were throwaways. And that's what something Coach Prime mentioned after the game as well, that those are some of his best plays today. We're just throwing the football away, not making decisions out of stress, out of duress. Again, to do this on the road in your first career start was really impressive, man. And if this is the floor of Julian Lewis, if this is the beginning,
we might actually get the vision we wanted, which was Shador behind this offensive line.
Exactly.
In the very near future.
For sure.
Just hats off to him, man. What he showed today did not look like a true freshman either. Again.
Yeah.
The poise of this kid. I mean, we've talked about it so much ever since we started talking about Julian Lewis, how he's just built for this. He's built to be a quarterback, to lead a football team, to take shots down the field, to connect on those shots, to score touchdowns, man. The play calling was better, too. I mean, again, there's not much you can do, and they are hamstrung in some ways offensively. I mean, we've talked enough about that, too. They need to rebuild the offense this offseason, and we'll get to what Coach Prime said after the game. He said changes will be coming. But I think what little they did show, what little that did change, was encouraging. I mean, it's something to build on. You're going into a bye week now. You can build on that.
100%, man. You mentioned it there with the play calling, right? This was Brett Bartolone's first full week with the preparation,
Yes.
Knowing that he was going to call plays going into this week after calling plays with a bit of a short notice going into the Arizona week. And I noticed a different offense. And it wasn't just because of Juju. It certainly was partially because of Juju, but there were a lot more downfield shots.
Yes.
Like, obviously, the plays to O early in the game, and it wasn't just out of desperation, where we see them sometimes throughout this season early on, where it's like, well, you're down, it's the fourth quarter, you're going to throw deep. Like, no, some of these are first, second quarter to get Drew in a rhythm, to get O involved in the football game. Even a couple to Sincere Brown, that didn't end up coming to fruition for whatever reason. Those are opportunities that are there to be had with this offense, with this quarterback, with these receivers. Even the running game early wasn't working at all, particularly in that first quarter, but they kind of stuck with it.
Yep.
I want to look back on this, but this might be the first time all season where 2 Colorado running backs had 10 carries in a game.
Praise be.
Not just one, but 2 of them. Draylon had 10 for 42. Dallin had 10 for 34. Cam had a nice run before he kind of hobbled off, and I don't think he returned in the game.
Yep.
But this was a great job of big homie Brett. It's just one step, but he is kind of building a case to be in consideration to be this team's offensive coordinator next year.
For sure.
And we've talked about it. You still want to open up and make sure you do a full and comprehensive search, but like I said, he took a step in the right direction for putting his name in the ring.
It just made sense, too. I mean, it really was your only option outside of Pat Shurmur when it comes to play caller. But when you look at Brett's background at Washington State under Coach Leach, like that air raid style, man, Juju's going to thrive. And what little you did see from it, I mean, they played a lot more, I think, 4-5 wide. They were spreading the field a little bit more than usual, not as much, RPO heavy like they were when Caden Salter was in the game. And, of course, we talked about it yesterday. You hit a couple of those deep shots, man, and it opens everything up. I mean, the rushing wasn't great. I mean, this is partly to do with all the sacks that Julian took, 38 attempts for 51 yards.
Yeah.
And Cam getting hurt did not help anything. Micah just, I don't know what's going on with him. He's not being able to get it going at all, really. But the attempt to show some balance was there. And if you got a little bit more, if you just took some fewer sacks, I think that you'd have a lot more balance and a better chance of just keeping West Virginia off kilter like he did at the end of the second quarter.
And I think the biggest thing in this, goes to the offense and maybe Juju a little bit, but you just take advantage of some turnovers.
Yes.
You had 3 turnovers forced defensively. You had the fumble recovery by Ben off a really nice forced fumble by Brandon Davis-Swain. You had a pick by Preston. You had a pick by John Slaughter, who played well today.
Yeah.
3 turnovers, only 7 points off of those.
It's been,
That's obviously not ideal, and that's kind of probably the difference in this game.
Goes back to Georgia Tech, like you said when we were on the watch along. I mean, I would love to see that stat. How many points does this team have off of turnovers all year long?
Facts.
Because it's got to be like 14 points, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Do we have someone here? All right. Oh, he just left right when we throw him on. That's all right. Let's just take our first break right now.
Let's do it.
And then we'll get back to RK here in just a second. Shout out to everyone who watched the watch along, by the way.
For real.
But also shout out to our friends over at Toyota. You coming out here to Colorado for the last home game of the season, you need to get yourself a Toyota. See all of the beauty and all of the features, frankly, that Colorado has to offer. Whether you're going into the mountains, they got 17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive like the Epic 4Runner. Running around town, you can get yourself a hybrid. They got 16 different options. Or if you want a little bit of both, you can check out the Tundra iForce Max hybrid truck. Also, their SUVs are nothing to play with. Best in the game in terms of comfort, reliability, and just getting point A to point B as safely and efficiently as possible. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe, in Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota's a proud partner of CU Athletics and the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
And shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Breckenridge Brewery who powered our watch along earlier today, man. Shout out to Breck Brew. And check out Breck Brew's new West Coast style IPA. It's that Ridge Runner, man. It's so fire, man. It's double dry hop, inspired by the untamed beauty of Colorado's trails. Creates those little notes of bright citrus and just a little bit of pine. Y'all already know that we love our Breck beers here at DNVR, and Breckenridge Brewery is the official craft beer of DNVR, and they're also 100% renewable energy made. Check out some of our favorites like the Avalanche Amber Ale and My House City, or my personal favorite, the Fun Slinger. Check out the Beer Locator, which came in really clutch for us a couple weeks ago out there in Utah. Check out that Beer Locator at breckbrew.com to find a brew near you. Shout out to Breck Brew.
Shout out to Breck Brew, indeed. All right, we'll wait for RK to join back here very, very shortly. But yeah, I mean, look, there were still some bad. It just can't fumble there. As great of a game as he had, that fumble is really where the game started to turn, I feel. I mean, obviously it was a big play. You're getting into West Virginia territory. I can't remember, what are you down, 3 or 10 at that point? It's one of those. I mean, the game is definitely within reach, but after that, I mean, Scotty Fox Jr. couldn't stop giving you the football at a certain point, and they just decided
he threw a pick on back-to-back pass attempts.
Yeah, and then they decided we're just going to run the ball, and Colorado couldn't stop it. The defensive line issues pretty much just gave in at that point, which it's nothing new. I mean, it's happened in the first quarter the last 2 weeks, so at least they hung on until the fourth quarter like they did against TCU. But the personnel issues on defense are becoming pretty apparent.
What's
up, brother?
What's up, boys? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. First and foremost, I've had nothing to drink today other than this Carolina Reaper moonshine that I'm currently sipping on. All right. I want everyone to listen very closely to what I'm saying. This is the best I have felt after a Colorado football game all season.
Wow.
And it's not even particularly close.
Yeah.
What I saw from Julian Lewis today tells me he's the one. Like, not just good, not just a guy, not just a quarterback who can win for this team. He's the one. For a true freshman to go on the road and look like that in his first ever career start is not normal. Mm-hmm. He's 18 years old. He should be looking for a date to winter ball right now. He's out there balling for the Colorado Buffaloes, throwing for damn near 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. And it's not just that. It's not just the great throws against man coverage, the absolute dimes that he dropped. It's the maneuvering of the pocket, the playmaking, the understanding of the situation one after another. It was special. Like, look, we all want to win. We all want to win every game. I don't think people understand what we just saw from an 18-year-old kid. Yeah. And the best, maybe the best I've felt in the entire Coach Prime era was after TCU. I had tears in my eyes after the game because I thought to myself, holy shit, we might actually one day win a national championship. Obviously, the excitement of that moment has worn off a little bit over the last 2 years. But today, watching Julian Lewis out there today brought back a little bit of that feeling for me. That is a quarterback who can take you wherever you want to go. So whatever you got to do, whatever mountains you got to move to make sure that that kid stays here and is happy and you build around him, you do it. That kid is not a joke. That is a very, very, very serious Power 5, upper tier, future first round pick quarterback that you have under center.
100%. Very impressive.
I mean, I said it just a little while ago. You mentioned it, his stats, 299 passing, 2 touchdowns, 0 turnovers. You throw the ball 35 times and have 0 picks while you're sacked 7 times consistently under duress. He handled the pressure so well, the pocket movement. And I said to Jake, like, if that is Julian Lewis's floor, RK, what the hell is the ceiling?
We lose him?
That's the question that's coming through my mind right now.
I mean, look, you have to look at what you have already on the team with these receivers. You already saw a great glimpse of it, the connection with him and Omarion today.
Yes.
He tried to get to Sincere a couple of times. Sincere is he just doesn't know where he is on the field. He's got to be better at that. But you've got these guys to kind of, we'll see what happens in terms of wins and losses the rest of the season, but you can truly get Julian comfortable.
Yes.
And this was why we wanted him to play so badly this year and why this stretch of the season is so important from now on and why we'll get to the red shirt and stuff. Julian's, there's no red shirt talk anymore. He's your starting quarterback moving forward.
Rest of the year.
Until his eligibility runs out, frankly.
And that's just not you just saying that or us just saying that.
No,
that has been confirmed by Coach Prime.
Yeah.
He said, according to TNT's Jared Greenberg today, that the plan is for Julian to play the rest of the year. So that red shirt talk, it's kaput.
Yeah, and we're talking so much about him. We'll get to the press conferences here shortly. But, he just wants to play football. That's what he said. And it's what he's born to do. And you're going to get a lot of these kinks out. He's already talking about next year, getting better for next year and all that. Like, these next 3 games are 2 games left?
2 games
Two games left. It's sad.
It's crazy.
They're the most important games of the Coach Prime era now. Like, you need Julian to keep this. I don't need to see dramatic inclines in his development these next 2 games.
No.
I need this steadiness.
For sure.
And if you imagine, you get 2 more of these under his belt, whether they're close losses or even if they lose by 2 possessions, it doesn't really matter. If he's feeling comfortable and you get to the season and it's just like completely solidified, you are starting next year so much further ahead than where you are for this season.
And another good thing too, working in favor, is that you're going into a bye week now. So now Drew not only gets to maybe rest up physically for, getting beat up probably for the first time, certainly in his college football career. He gets to rest up. He gets to take an extra week to prepare and watch this film from this game, get prepared for Arizona State after the bye. And that extra week of preparation could really prove to be valuable. Because, again, what we saw today, if that's his floor, man, what is end of sophomore year Julian look like? What does junior year Julian look like?
Oh, man.
Wow. This is
it's serious now.
I feel arcade. That's some strong words, though.
No,
bro said this is the happiest he's been after a game all season.
It's true. Look, the Iowa State game was great and all.
But it felt kind of like, what did it feel like to you?
Well, I'll tell you what it felt like, and it's just living through it. At halftime, I thought they were donezoed.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
And then Caden Salter goes out and throws that bomb to O, and they score. They get back in the game, or they take the lead, or whatever it was. But even the end of that game, I said it when we did that postgame show. I think Iowa State threw that game, kind of.
You're right.
So, yeah, it was a big win. It was a ranked win, of course, but, in terms of the future, the program, man, and someone else had a comment, we have a core now, too, and that's also facts. Unfortunately, Jordan didn't play. Your best player didn't play, but Jordan's coming back next year. Breaking news. I don't even know if that's breaking news. Well, let's get to the press conferences then. Let's talk about this.
Let's just stay on that right there. Julian is a freshman, right? We saw Quentin out there making a little plays.
And Quanell.
Freshman. And Quanell, right? Jordan Seaton.
Chauncey got in the game.
Chauncey got in the game. Seaton, right? Omarion Miller is probably coming back. JoJo Williams, true
100%.
sophomore. Tawfiq Bayard,
Yeah.
absolute dog. Redshirt sophomore. Like, there is a core. There's a young core with this team.
Brandon Davis Swain, the guy who caused the fumble.
Davis Swain had a sack and a forced fumble in the first quarter. Like, there is a young core, and a young core is cool, but a young core is legit when you got a quarterback at the center of it.
Yes.
And that's what this program has at the moment.
Okay, let's do press conferences. Here's what Coach Prime had to say about Julian Lewis's performance after the game.
His first start, he did some wonderful things that you can see that he's going to be special. Just some things that you can see as youth. But overall, to me, the kid played well. He played well enough for us to win the game.
And obviously,
I mean, he did play well enough to win.
He did. He played winning football today.
And again, look, this is like something we talked about last year. Obviously, you know, there were a lot of moves that were made. Coach Prime got sick, all that stuff. We don't have to get into it all. But, like, the fact that you have this guy and you're able to, like, continue this, though. You know what I mean? Like, you got Shador for 2 years, and those 2 years were always, like, they were so now. You know what I mean? Like, we have to win now. We have to build this team for now. You don't have to just do that. You have this young core. You can build for the future, and this guy's just going to keep getting better.
For sure. I mean, he said it there. You can see he's going to be special. And you can also see some of the youthful stuff, which was expected, completely expected for an 18-year-old in his first start on the road. But after the first quarter, I didn't really see much of that in terms of the youthfulness and the inexperience. Like, yeah, you might have wanted him to evade 2 more sacks than he already did. Maybe you want to see him throw it away earlier, and that's something that both Coach Prime and Juju talked about after the game that he can be better at. But most of the controllables, the operation as well, right? I don't remember many pre-snap penalties that were due to just the pre-snap operation. You know, you're swapping in offensive linemen. I mean, there were at least 8 offensive linemen who saw the field today.
Yeah.
And you can't really tell by looking at, you know, Julian's stat line and whatnot. So once everything else comes together around him, this is going to be special, man. And I honestly, too, I feel like you saw from the opening kickoff, particularly defensively, this team seemed to feed off the juice of Julian being in the game,
100%.
right? Because this defense was playing really well early on.
Yep.
Obviously, they kind of faded late, which is what we've kind of seen with this defense. But to get the 3 turnovers, to, you know, put this offense in a position with some short fields, this was a really good performance. I don't want to say performance from a team because you ended up losing on the road to a 3-6 football team, right? We got to put that into perspective. There's a lot to clean up, particularly personnel, coaching-wise and whatnot. But from the quarterback perspective, that went about as well as you could have imagined it gone.
Without a doubt, man. Here's Julian Lewis talking after the game about how he played and also the future.
definitely, it's a blessing having this off week to sit around. I'm not going home or anything like that. I'm just sit in the facility, watch film, try to grow, get better, try to keep all the receivers back out there so we can keep building that connection and get ready for next year.
Get ready for next year.
That boy said, I ain't going to the crib on the bye week. He said, I'm going to be right here in this facility. I'm going to be right here watching film. And that's exactly what you want to hear from your franchise quarterback.
What you've needed from your quarterback all year long.
An 18-year-old to say, and I tweeted it, Julian said everything that you would have wanted to hear from a quarterback after a game, win or loss. And obviously, he probably has to maybe hide some of his excitement for how well he played because the scoreboard is what the scoreboard is. But he said everything that, like I said, you wanted to hear, man. He deflected praise. He deflected. He took on blame
Mm-hmm.
right? He could have easily said some things that made you think twice about this offensive line, particularly with how they played. But he was like, no, the offensive line did their thing tonight. They gave me the opportunity to sit in the pocket and make plays.
Yep.
He said everything right. And again, for an 18-year-old to be in that position for the first time, not only playing, making your first start, but, talking to the media after a game for the first time as a college student athlete, he handled that moment really well.
He's just crushing it, man. Just super exciting. Again, talk about next year. Like what we just talked about with the core. Like he's feeling that, man, clearly.
Imagine all the recruits out there who are watching that game today too as well.
100%. 100%. The
They
transfers.
Colorado got them another one at QB, huh?
The transfers, though. There's probably
Facts.
some kid from the 2024 recruiting class going, damn, I remember when this kid was 15 years old and carved us up.
100%, dog.
Yeah, we'll get into the bad here a bit more as well. So here's Coach Prime on potential changes to the staff, and just, I don't know, just recapping. It's still a tough loss.
Yeah.
But I want to see them study more, prepare more, because you got to make some decisions. They got to make some decisions in the offseason. Which directions are we going with them? Which directions are they going with us? So that's tremendous from here on out. It's really roster management, coach management, understanding what we're going to do for it, going forward. But I promise you there's going to be some changes.
Big offseason coming up, man.
He says, I promise you. Roster management, coaching management, things got to change.
Yep.
Particularly, I think, with the coaching staff. And I think even defensively, there's some position coaches that are probably on
Has to be.
I don't know what the word I want to use.
On
point
notice.
right now. On notice. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. On notice. Because the second level of this defense, linebacker Jeremiah Brown balled out today.
Yes, he did. Tawfiq Bayard, what he did in one half.
9 tackles, 6 solo tackles, a PBU with TFL for Tawfiq Bayard in one half of football. Dog. Redshirt sophomore. But like I said, the second level, Jeremiah Brown played really well. 11 total tackles. Him and Sean Myers both played well as a duo early in the game. And then second half, particularly fourth quarter, both were off the field.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about, particularly because Martavius French has had opportunities. He's not made the most of them. And for him to be thrown back in that game today when you already had Jeremiah Brown and Sean Myers playing well doesn't make sense to me. The corners,
they're out there playing with Cass, bro.
they really are. Tion has got maybe the biggest cast that I've seen on a defensive back in my life.
Yeah.
Preston had the interception today. He's played some really good football lately. But again, the back half of that defense has just got to be improved. And that has to do with personnel execution as well as coaching. So I believe Coach when he says that there's going to be changes. And I think it's going to be changes this offseason that are probably going to make some people really happy and make some people say that, well, damn, it's about time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that way about Julian too. After what we saw today.
In regards to?
What the hell took so long?
I mean.
What the hell took so long?
Look,
was he really not ready? Because he didn't look not ready today.
I wish I had anything real to tell you about that. I can just tell you what I think. But I kind of just believe him that they wanted to protect him.
Yeah.
And look, you brought Caden Salter. I do think there's something about sending a message to transfers like, you know, you're not always on notice for the freshman looking over your shoulder here at Colorado. Like, I mean, you can't ignore the situation. He was a 5-star player. Like, it was inevitable, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. But, like, do you want to show that you have loyalty to your transfers or the guys you bring out of the high school ranks? I think you would prioritize the high school guys over the transfers, wouldn't you?
I imagine so. It's a tough line to walk, though.
It
is.
is.
The portal still.
It is.
I just think that they were trying to protect him. I really do. I don't have anything else to add other than that. Like, just from talking to everyone and just hearing what coaches said when asked about him and everything. I think Coach just really wanted to be sure when Julian got in the game. And we've talked about this enough. I mean, if you spend all your time waiting for a perfect opportunity, you're probably going to wait your entire life type of thing. But the season kind of reached a breaking point too. So I don't know, man. I really don't. That's the best I could try and explain it.
Well, the time he's here now. He's playing now.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, for sure.
Like as frustrating as it was, I mean, I said after the Georgia Tech game, I wanted Julian. You know what I mean? Like,
you did.
So I don't know. I really don't have anything to say on that anymore.
I hear you.
Clock management, though. I don't know why they called timeout at the end of the game there. It was, again, minuscule chance of winning this football game.
Yeah.
I do think you made the right call of kicking the field goal and then trying to get the ball back. But yes, if you had another timeout, You obviously would have had a full defensive series to try and just flat out stop West Virginia. I don't think that would have happened because West Virginia was just ripping off chunks in the run game,
For sure.
specifically after Scotty Fox threw those 2 picks. So I don't know. They've got to be better at managing the clock because with this quarterback and with the young core that we just talked about, this team's going to get better moving forward. And you're going to be in these situations where those calls are going to be for the win, for holding on to leads as opposed to just trying to make comebacks, 10-point comebacks late in games. So that has to change. I don't know how that changes, but it has to change moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't think that's the biggest reason for the result
No,
today
of
or
course
why
not.
Colorado lost, but I think there are probably people out there who feel that way. So I don't know. I think Coach Prime was asked about it after the game. It's up on our site, on our Twitter page, on DNVR Buffs' his answer to that question. I didn't get a chance to listen to it before we started the show. But I don't really know what went into that decision. I'd be curious to hear Coach Prime's thoughts on it too. I didn't think the decision to kick the field goal.
No,
I agree
that
with
was
you.
the right call.
I didn't think that was a bad idea or decision at all. But I just don't know I don't know what went into the time. I don't know if it was, they're like, well, we're not going to get this play off. I didn't know if they were worried about the time or anything like that. But
or if they were just like in between going for it on 4th down and kicking the field
maybe
goal. I don't know.
I just don't know. So until I have the answer from Coach Prime on that, which he did answer, I'll hold judgment on that.
Yeah. And you kind of mentioned it with the defensive coaches. You just got to get better on the defensive line and linebacker. I mean, obviously the injuries have played a massive role.
Yeah.
You didn't really hit on some guys out of the portal at either position, really. It's just got to be better. Thankfully, you've got 3 freshman linebackers coming in. I think that's a bit difficult to ask them to step up and make an impact as a true freshman. So you're probably going to hit the portal again at linebacker.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're almost there to the building process of the offseason. So let's take our next break. We'll dig back in. Shout out to Taco Bell, man. The homies making it happen for us at DNVR, making it happen for the program, and making it happen for you, the Buffs fans out there, especially those in Colorado. Go get yourself a Buffs box, man. 4 Taco Bell Classics and a player collectible cup. For $7, you can get Julian, you can get Draylon, you can get Q for 6 and Big Seat on your collectible cup. It's the best deal in all of Colorado. They also got the new Flamin' Hot Frito Grilled Cheese Burrito. The grilled cheese burritos at Taco Bell are some of the best items on the menu, and this new Flamin' Hot Frito one matches up with all the rest. Taco Bell is also a proud partner of CU Athletics and is donating $1,000 to the Golden Buffalo Scholarship Foundation for every CU touchdown scored in 2025. We'll get to that very, very shortly. But Liv Moss, shout out Taco Bell.
And shout out to Common Spirit Sports Medicine, man. This is a message for my athletes, my weekend warriors, and anyone who just loves to move that body, man. For those experiencing any sports injury or any chronic pain, man, the Common Spirit Mountain region is home to an incredible sports medicine program, including the new sports center, Common Spirit Health, out here in Parker, Colorado. This is a team of qualified and passionate providers who specialize in the diagnosis, the treatment, and the prevention of sports-related injuries for all athletes, including some mighty Denver Broncos. Their experts understand the unique demands your body faces, so you'll get personalized treatment plans combining things like PT, injury prevention strategies, and strength training. So don't let an injury keep you on the bench, man. Or even better, get proactive about your health. For more information, visit mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of those first-place Denver Broncos.
Denver Broncos free Sunday, mercifully tomorrow. Thank God. Yeah, I mean, look, team's got to be better. It's going to be a big offseason. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say on all that stuff. I know people are still upset and there's things that need to be fixed. To me, a lot of these issues are just, you can't do much about them. You really can't. It's even going down to Pat Shurmur in the offense, the play calling. Like, again, you can press a button and get Bartoloni in there as play caller.
Yeah.
It's not going to do much. I mean, with the personnel issues you have on the defense right now and secondary too. I mean, really, it's everything but the safeties. It's everything but Tawfiq Bayard, I think, on defense at this point.
And I think, honestly,
shout out London Merritt also, by the way.
London Merritt balled out 100%. I think, honestly, though, too, as we've kind of come to the realization that this is a transition year and that there's 2 games left in this season, I think what this season is most about is finding out your core guys in terms of who belongs on this team alongside Julian Lewis to help you push forward as a program. And I think you've identified some of those guys this like who we're talking about, right? Like Tawfiq Bayard. Like, that's a cornerstone player.
Yep.
Moving forward.
London Merritt is
a cornerstone player moving forward. Alexander McPherson, a couple people asked about him in the chat today. He was out again today, which was a bit weird because he wasn't on the injury report.
Yeah, I don't
really know what's up with that, but he was not suited up today. He didn't play, Alexander McPherson. But he is also another one of those guys, cornerstone players who you build around. And offensively, you got it in at least 2 receivers in Omarion and JoJo. You got a tight end in Zach Atkins, who's coming back again next year with an extra eligibility.
Yep.
You got Seat. You got Yo-Yo, who got a lot of experience again today and even this season as well.
Isn't Larry back too?
Larry is also back 100%.
Chauncey, I'm expecting a big offseason from Chauncey.
For sure. Pretty much the whole backfield is returning as well from the running back perspective. So that is what should give Buff fans optimism, is that you got a quarterback and you got some real talent around him. And now this offseason, which I said last week was number 1 priority. Actually, I said it on Monday. Offensive coordinator.
Yep.
And maybe it's Bart. And I'm not ruling out that the potentiality that it is Bart. Big homie Bart. Big homie Brett, to be exact. It could be him. And Brandon Davis Swain, absolutely. I think we mentioned him, but he's certainly in that mix as well in terms of young guys who you can build around. Still just a redshirt freshman. But that core of guys should give you optimism and real hope. You just got to get the coaching staff right. You got to elevate the coaching staff. You got to get a young, creative offensive coordinator who can grow and gel with Juju, who can instill an identity within this offense, because Juju is going to be the identity.
Yep.
If you do this thing right.
Yep.
This is going to be a free-flowing, fast-running, explosive offense.
They're going to put you in binds.
For real.
We didn't even talk about Julian's legs today, and it's tough when he's sacked 7 times. Again, though, it should have been close to 10 total sacks that he took.
Yeah.
A lot of the big plays, the one to Sincere, he was obviously stepped out of bounds and there was OPI and all that, but that's just pure playmaking ability from the quarterback there.
Definitely.
You just didn't have that. You really haven't had that since Shedeur, honestly. I mean, and it's one of those rare things that makes a quarterback capable of, okay, so move the sticks. Daniel Jeremiah and Bucky Brooks, they talk a lot about quarterbacks in trailers and trucks. Can you be a guy who pulls the team, who's a truck, the engine of the team, or are you just a trailer? Are you trying to stay out of the way and just do what you can? What I've seen through 5 quarters, 6 quarters, if you want to add in Delaware, this guy absolutely could be the engine of your offense moving forward.
Hell yeah.
I mean, he's going to be a pure field general.
Yes.
In just a matter of time. I mean, look at what guys like Fernando Mendoza has been doing at Indiana. It's like that type of stuff is what you're going to eventually see from Julian Lewis.
And for a program that has, under Coach Prime at least, proved that they're as good as anybody in terms of getting receiver talent in, that is a perfect match for Julian Lewis's skill set.
Yep.
Because if you surround him with weapons, which is what he was surrounded with at Carrollton, what it looked like he was honestly surrounded with at times today with how Omarion was playing and how JoJo was making plays down the field. You surround that young man with weapons, watch out, man. The ceiling is astronomical. It really is. The last missing piece is that coaching. If they can pair this young man with a rock star offensive coordinator, watch the hell out.
Well, and look, this is the type of player. It's like guys are going to be like, I want to go. I want to go coach that guy.
You hope so.
I want to be a part of his ascension because he's going to get me a better job eventually when he's done here.
100%.
Again, I feel like we're talking a lot about this, but I don't think we can spend too much long on this. Like what we saw today is like a potential program changing player. Someone who instantly, you're going to hear people talking about Colorado's like a surprise team in the Big 12 next year because of Julian at this point. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, what else do you want to get to? We've talked a lot about Julian to this point. Relax, Robbie.
Offensively, I mean, the offensive line took a step back, but again, that's expected without your best offensive player in Jordan Seaton suiting up. Coach Prime did say after the game, he was asked about Seaton's availability, and he said that he expects to see Seaton after the bye. He said it doesn't seem to him like it's an injury that would cause him to shut it down for the rest of the year. So that's good news. The running game, like I mentioned earlier, right? Jalen had 10 carries for 42. Dallin had 10 for 34. Cam had the nice run before he left out with an injury. I just don't really. It's hard to judge the running game with how the offensive line looked early on. But I really respect and admire Brett Bartolone's willingness to stick with it, because especially with how Juju was throwing it second, third quarter, it would have been very easy to just abandon the run altogether.
Totally.
But he didn't do that, and that's a sign of a good and disciplined offensive coordinator. It's another feather in Bart's cap.
Look, man, you go watch that JSU season. They ran the hell out of the ball with Savion Wilkerson. They really showed great balance, and Brett Bartolone was the OC and play caller for that team. He's coming from that air raid background, but he does show a really good feel of just understanding how to call a football game. And obviously, these next 2 weeks are like an audition for him, right?
Yeah.
And we'll see what he's able to cook up over this bye week as well. But he's clearly like, and we haven't undergone anything in the search yet, but he deserves to be the guy first considered for this position. And it would make things so much easier on, Coach Prime, the coaching staff, and the team as well if you hire in-house.
But forget easy. We're not trying to do easy.
Well, no. I hear
you, though.
You need to get the best candidate for sure. But, I know the team loves Brett Bartolone.
Yeah. And
I know that.
I mean, I'll say this for sure. I want Brett Bartolone on staff next year, whether it's 1000%. As OC, whether it's back at tight ends coach Pat. I want him on staff again next year. I just want that to be clear. So whatever ends up happening. But we've talked about it. I think there needs to be a comprehensive search for this offensive coordinator. But Brett Bartolone should be involved in it. He's earned that.
Yeah, totally.
Defensively, I tweeted during the game, 7 plays of 50-plus yards given up over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's got to change.
7 plays of 50-plus yards. And obviously the big one today was West Virginia watching film and playing on Colorado's, dare I say, overuse of man coverage, right? They motion the running back out of the backfield. Jeremiah Brown goes with him. Like, oh, we got him. It's man. Yeah. And he kind of gets stuck into a pick. He kind of goes underneath instead of going over the top, and they get burnt for a big play.
Yep.
A running back wheel out of the backfield right up the sideline for a huge play that I think they ended up scoring on that drive a couple plays later. But the big plays have hurt this defense all year.
Yep.
And Coach Prime says all the time, none deep, none cheap. There's been a lot of cheap stuff the last 3 weeks. I was going to say not really deep. Like, I'm trying to think back of the Utah. None of those
those
deep
are all
passes.
runs.
Arizona, the first play, the screen. That was a screen that just broke 7 tackles. The one today was kind of a deep pass, but again, it was out of the backfield. You know what I'm saying? So it's just been a lot of cheap stuff. And that honestly comes down to assignment and alignment. And in this case, at least today, that's just West Virginia scheming some things up and kind of playing off Colorado's tendencies and whatnot. But that's just got to get cleaned up. Again, I trust Robert Livingston as defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
I think he's earned that after what he did last year, becoming the highest paid assistant in CU history. I think next year is the year, you mentioned it, the rubber match, so to speak, where we can really judge him. The talent, I think, on this defense, coupled with the injuries, have just made it really hard for this defense to kind of sustain play through 4 quarters of a game. Because, again, through 2 quarters, we're like, all right, we'll take that. And then the 4th quarter, Scotty Fox is just running it down their throat. The running backs are just running down their throat. They kind of just wore down the stretch.
I want to see. I don't know if I'll be able to find this right now. I mean, I'd be surprised if Scotty Fox threw more than like 2 or 3 passes after those 2 interceptions. I mean, they literally just ran it down your throat. And again, I throw my hands up, man. There's nothing else to say because the personnel issues are what's killing this defense right now. I don't know. People can go after Rob all they want, but you're clearly depleted on the defensive line. And at the linebacker position, it's just you need more talent at those positions. So
gotta have it.
Going back to the running back room, though, we got to shout out Draylen Miller for what he did today, though.
Yeah.
That catch and run he had late in the game. I mean, he's struggled with drops as a wide receiver this year. He ends up having like close to 90 yards, 80 yards of offense. It's probably his best game of the season to this point. And you need that from him because he's still going to be on this team moving forward. He's got another year of eligibility.
Yeah.
And he's just got to bounce back. So you want that bounce back, kind of like what we're seeing with Julian. You want to get this figured out, get the confidence up, get the poise up early in this season or the late remainder of this season so that next season you're kind of rolling. So Draylon, I'm just glad he found his confidence because that's going to help pay dividends moving forward. And, I mean, he had more success with Julian back there too. I mean, it's just what Julian brought to the table. He's just one of those players, man. He's going to elevate the whole team, elevated an offensive line without his 2 starting tackles.
And let's keep it a bean, man. As we talk about adding guys and keeping guys, one of the reasons why you were able to get a LeJontay Wester last transfer portal, a Will Shepard, a Nakai Hill-Green, a block bully, is because in the receivers case, they wanted to play with Shedeur Sanders.
Yes.
There are guys who watched that football game today, or even who already had this internal feeling, I want to play with Julian Lewis. He looks like a Shedeur Sanders type. Mm-hmm. He looks like a potential future Heisman Trophy candidate.
And guys gravitate towards him like Shedeur, like you said, basically.
100%. And I think that is why it was so important to get Julian out there this season in more than just spot duty. Because everybody is watching Colorado games, even if they're on TNT at 10 a.m. Mountain Time.
Yep.
And if you show what Julian did today, particularly at the most important position in sports, that is going to get you talent. That is going to be a recruiting tactic to get the guys that you want, to get the dogs in here, particularly from the transfer portal, because that's still what this program, it's going to be a big part of this program.
Has to be.
As much as we want them to recruit more in the high school, and they are doing that, and they're going to continue to do that.
Yeah.
But transfer portal is going to continue to be a big part of this team. It's why you got Tawfiq Barrett even this year, and some other guys who you've counted on. JoJo Williams. But I think obviously the transfer portal haul going into the 2024 season was much better than the haul they got going into the 2025 season.
Yep.
And I think one of the biggest reasons why is guys wanting to play for Shedeur and guys being, okay, there's not a Shedeur type there right now.
Yep.
Now I think there is, and I think guys know that. And I think we're going to see a much better transfer portal haul this offseason as well, in addition to the high school guys that recruiting continuing to pick up.
Absolutely, man. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a fun offseason. Hopefully we get some wins, though, these last 2 games. You could have some opportunities, too. I mean, it's not like ASU or K-State are lighting the world on fire right now.
For sure. I mean, I feel a lot better about these last 2 games after what we saw today.
1,000%.
Much better.
Let's do the touchdown tracker. We had 2 today. So we are up to $28,000. We're in the fire sauce, everyone. We've done it. Shout out to Julian. We just needed Julian. We just needed Julian. Thank God for Julian Lewis. But shout out to Taco Bell.
What was your favorite touchdown today, broski?
I mean, the O one for sure.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That guy's so sick.
He's
just
nasty,
hold on to the
man.
ball, O, please. But yeah, shout out Taco Bell, man. Proud partner of CU Athletics. Another $2,000 to the Golden Buffalo Scholarship Fund to Liv Moss, man. Final thoughts, Scotty. And then we'll get
Juju's
super
that
chats.
guy, man. He's him. Brett Bartoloni impressed me today. But that's the story, man. If that's just straight up the story. Would you have wanted to win today? Yes. And you could argue that you probably should have won today. You forced 3 turnovers. Your quarterback throws for 300 yards with no turnovers. Mm-hmm. You should probably win that game. But we know what this team is outside of the quarterback position. We know what this team is. We've 10 games now into the year.
Yep.
We know what this team is. This is a transition year. And this team, from a personnel, from a coaching perspective, was not up to standard this year. And that's just not going to change at the drop of a hat, or even at the change of a quarterback, so to speak. But we'd be lying if we were sitting here saying, well, we're back to 2023 or back to 2022 and prior. No, there's a superstar freshman quarterback here who just showed you why he was a 5-star.
And he's dedicated to your program.
And he's dedicated. He said he's not going back to the crib. He's not resting on his laurels. He wasn't happy he in the post-game presser because he played well.
So Gucci actually just had this tweet. I guess Bucky went live after the game. He said Julian Lewis was emotional after not winning his first start.
He looked pissed. I mean,
the kid wants to win. Let's not forget. This kid has won a lot of football games he started.
Yes.
Losing is not something he's familiar with.
Speak on it.
So this has to burn him deep down. I mean, shoot, he could probably count how many losses he's had in his last however many starts on one hand. You know what I mean?
100%.
So, yeah, my final thought is, God, we needed that. We needed some hope. We needed a spark, and Julian brought all of that and then some. Obviously, it's a tough one. I mean, it's tough to be talking like this during a loss. I'm sure a lot of people don't appreciate that, but
they'll be all right.
They will be all right. And they will look back at the highlights and look back at this game and go, you know what, man, this was a turning point. This was a moment that, we can just kind of accept what happened this year. You know what I mean? I think that's the greatest blessing we got out of today is that I wouldn't say it's forgiven because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed. And Coach Prime is addressed that, started to address that already, and has mentioned that these changes are coming. But God, we just needed that. Shout out to Julian Lewis. What a legend, man.
Just showing emotion, period, I think is a welcome sight for a lot of Buff fans out there.
I don't want to bury anyone on this team, but it's what they've been missing, man. Like, it's tough. It was a tough situation for multiple people to be put in this year. It really was. And that's why we, the last couple of weeks, we've stressed so much that this is a football team's a living, breathing organism.
Yes.
Like, it's not Madden where you just slide down the depth chart and put them in and, like, everyone just keeps on going. There's feelings, there's hopes, there's dreams, there's all this stuff intertangled within the inner workings of a football team. And the worst thing you can do is upset more or half or more of your locker room and completely lose the team. So
I think the worst thing you can do is allow this season to impact next year in a negative way.
Yes.
And it seems like this team has taken a look towards 2026, and that's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
10 games in when you're 3-6, that's just, it's about next year, and you're kidding yourself if you think it's anything but that.
Right.
It's about next year. We're on to next year.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think some of the moves, coaching wise and personnel wise, that we've seen made by Coach Prime signals that. Because again, if you were hoping to land a quarterback in the transfer portal this offseason, that would be a very scary place.
You're looking for a backup now.
Yes. And you might not even have to do that.
You have Staub for another year.
That's what I'm saying. You might not even have to do that. And that is a situation that a lot of programs don't find themselves in. A lot of them would love to have Julian Lewis in their program right now.
Totally. And
you know what I'm saying?
My last point here before we get to Super Chats is this is just how college football works. Especially, let's be real here, for a program where Colorado is, where, yes, you had a fantastic year last year. Maybe not as fantastic as a lot of people hoped. I mean, we had CFP aspirations, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you ultimately fell short last year. But it's a constant climb, and it's like anything you do in life, man. There's peaks and valleys. You know what I mean? Especially when you're rebuilding a football program from the studs up, which is what Coach Prime has done the last 3 years. Like, a letdown year is just, it's really tough to all of a sudden become a team like Ohio State, the best team in the country, who puts in a freshman or a first-time starter at quarterback. You know what I mean? And off they go. Like, that is so rare. Like, it's usually these transition years in between. So yeah, man.
J-Rat, they were 3-6 entering today, bro. Don't be dense.
All right, Super Chats. Thank you, East Coast Kev, for the Super Chat. Cape Crusader says, we talked about this. Bucky went live, said Juju was crying after the game and apologized to the team. He also said that Coach Prime being out in the summer led to bad decisions and that serious changes are coming. Pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Pretty obvious. What is this name? PA says, for the first time all year, the entire field has to be defended by the opposing defense. Juju made a difference.
Yeah.
Facts.
Defend every blade of grass with that boy on the field, for real.
Absolutely. PA again says, D didn't have to play as many snaps and had more energy even with all the injuries, because the O could extend drives.
Facts.
Totally. I mean, there was a lot of 3-and-outs early in that first quarter. No one could get anything done, but they got rolling, man. Tech Geek. Juju should have been the starter week 1. I love his body language. Pause. Juju looked like he wanted to be at the game, even down 10 points with 2 minutes to go. He's a fighter, man.
Gamer.
Absolute gamer. Thank you, Tech Geek, for the super chat. Laura and Christy Buffenmeyer. We made it to West Virginia. Shout out to y'all. Everyone was so nice. I wore my number 77 jersey, and it makes me sad to see him hobbling around. I was impressed with Buff Nation's representation. I love watching Juju on the field. Finally, I agree with RK. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate you, Laura and Christy. Shout out to Zach with the super chat. Justify Salt starting as long as he did. Look, man, we've talked about it.
Can't.
You can't. You ultimately you can't.
Can't.
Really, you can't.
I mean, today proved that. So
Pretty much.
can't do that.
Jonathan, where's Alexander McPherson? Wish we had info.
Yeah.
We do not.
He was out again
unfortunately.
today for the second straight week. Not sure what he's dealing with, but hope to get him back soon.
Next, we got Cape Crusader. Amari Miller gets a season high in reception yards in Juju's first start. K-Salt is like Jalen Hurts, a wide receiver's nightmare. I know the wide receivers are happy with Julian now. I'm not going to pile on K-Salt, but the wide receivers surely, they probably have a different tone this week for sure. Zach says, why is wide receiver our best running back? If you're talking about
Draylon, I'm assuming? Or
Draylon, I
Cam?
mean, well, Cam, first off, Cam came in as an athlete.
Right.
He played
Bless
all
you.
over the field. Bless you. But look, Draylon, I mean, sometimes you just luck into things in football.
Yeah.
And maybe they just lucked into finding Draylon's a better running back than a wide receiver at this point. I don't think we should close the book on him in the passing game at all. I mean, I think that, again, this is why it's so important to nail this OC hire with whoever it is.
Yeah.
Like, you have so many versatile pieces on this offense alone
real.
that were frankly just misused this year or not even put in positions to show off their skill sets. So
Yep.
that's got to be an emphasis moving forward as well. Dotson says, did y'all see in the last Reach the People video that Ohio State / NFL alum Von Bell is in that DB room helping coach another Livingston pupil? Yes, he's been there for a minute. Shout out to Von Bell.
That's dope.
Amy with the super chat. Will Juju be wearing his hair braided next week?
Bro, did you see this, bro? Apparently there was a chunk of Juju's hair on the field, bro, after that.
I've seen players get dreads ripped out and the same thing happens.
It's crazy, dog. Yeah,
Yeah.
he gonna have to braid them things up moving forward on game day.
That
at
shit's
least.
gotta hurt too.
Yeah.
We'll see. Don Peasy, Juju to O. Miller will feed families next year. Facts.
Bags. Nasty connection.
I mean, they have potential to come in next year as the top connection in the Big 12.
Nah, for real though.
For real. All right. That is going to do it.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate everyone hanging with us today, the watch along and the post game show. Hit that like button on the way out, man.
Appreciate y'all chilling with us today. It's been a long day. This is like 5 hours on the damn near. I know he was a little late today, but
We figured it out. We figured it out.
5 hours straight.
Hey, I had a 6.5, 7 hour camera day on Thursday, so
Yeah. Grinders.
that's what we do. We'll be back on Monday to talk more about Julian, Coach Prime, and the Buffs, and we'll see y'all then. Let's go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.